You know when people just say, read the room? Well, not just the people. Not just the people. This time, it is the space itself. Because one thing I've come to realize is that a lot of people will walk into an empty space and it does feel big. And then comes the moment of truth where you start to add furniture and you realize very quickly that the space has limits. Hi, I am Charlene, and in this video, I'm going to be giving you some tips on how to read the room. Who is it supposed to serve? Most importantly, and how is it supposed to function? Because every single room has a function. So one thing I do every single time is that I will measure the space. And I will not only measure the space, I will measure the furniture as well. And then I will use painter's tape or I use masking tape, whichever you prefer. And I will tape out those measurements on the floor. And I would suggest that you do the same thing too, especially if you're moving from a bigger space into a smaller space. And we know we as Jamaicans, we feel like if the house not full of furniture, it means that we're not living, we don't have nothing. It don't mean that. It certainly don't mean that. But let me get back to the point about the measuring. Because one thing that happens if you don't measure, if you choose not to use this idea, is that you will start dragging around furnishings, trying to get them to fit. And 10 times out of 10 times out of none, it's probably not going to hold. Make sure that you take that tip that I gave you. Very, very useful. The second thing that I would ask myself is, who is this space really for? If the space is not serving the occupants properly, it doesn't matter how nice it looks. It is not realizing the desired result. Here's another thing that you really should pay attention to, and that is the traffic flow. What that really means is how the persons will move comfortably and safely through the space. Next tip, look at your windows and look at your entry points, your doors. Because we all know you shouldn't block a door, and if it is a door that allows traffic. Some houses will have doors that you can block if you decide. Like some people will have a door on their veranda and have one on the living room. They can decide to close the one that leads to the bedroom from the veranda. That can happen. But your living room, which is usually your main access point, that shouldn't be blocked. So you get the point I'm making. Your windows are one of the spaces that admit light into the room, and so your window should not be blocked. If at all possible, you should not block your window. You can place a piece of furniture there, but it should not obstruct the light coming through. Honest truth, if you're moving from a bigger space into a smaller space, you're going to be hard pressed to get everything to fit. And that is where the real work starts. Just to fit in everything. And the truth is, the real truth is, and I'm not going to even pretend that this isn't the reality of some person's life, that when you move into a space, you really can't give away. Sometimes you don't have the option to give away your furnishings. Sometimes you even have the intention to expand your space. You don't want to give away things, because then once you expand, those things will become useful. But you have to be the best judge of what space you're moving into and the one that you're leaving, and how you're going to figure out. Because I remember when I was moving into my first place, well, I was renting a half side of a house, and when I moved into that space, it was virtually empty. I think I moved with my bed, a refrigerator, a television, and a stove. And so the space was relatively big. I had room to grow. And did I grow? Because I even bought a 6-piece dining room set at that time. And so when I moved now into my own house, which was a much smaller house, it was almost like a studio, I had to leave my dining table with my mother-in-law because I couldn't take it. But I knew that I had a vision later on to expand the house. And so even though I was able to take the table at that time, it still wasn't very functional because it still couldn't hold. But then once I moved now into another bigger space, the table just sits beautifully, and you would not believe that that table has been traveling for so many years. But you have to decide what you're going to keep and what you have to edit out. If you can't get everything to hold, if you have a trusted family member that you can leave a piece with, or you can give them away and start afresh. If you are so inclined, then by all means, you should do that. And of course, the house can feel very, very crowded if you decide to carry everything, and everything must hold and everything must fit. But it is not comfortable. You need space to breathe. You need space to, if you so desire later on and you want to, shift around the things to get a whole fresh new look. If you don't have space, you can't do that. There's something that I omit to let you know too, which is very crucial, especially if you're moving into a new place. You have to look at where your outlets are and where your lighting fixtures are. Those things will guide you as to what piece of furniture can hold where and what can't. Okay? You have to be so intentional about how the layout feels, and the flow is very important. So when you enter, then you have your recreational area, you have your living room area, and then when you move from that space, you have a piece of furniture that will determine what that space is. So like your dining table will sit there, and it will give you a really good perspective on how to have the room flow from entry point to the back of the room.